Pilate said to Jesus, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus answered, "Do you say this on your own, or have others told you about me?" Pilate answered, "I am not a Jew, am I? Your own nation and the chief priests handed you over to me. What have you done?" Jesus answered, "My kingdom does not belong to the world. If my kingdom did belong to this world, my attendants would be fighting to keep me from being handed over to the Jews. But as it is, my kingdom is not here." So Pilate said to him, "Then you are a king." Jesus answered, "You say I am a king. For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth, listen to my voice." Si Pilato pumasok uli sa palasyo at tinawag si Jesus. "Ikaw ba ang hari ng mga Hudyo?" tanong niya. Sumagot si Jesus, "Iyan ba'y galing sa inyong sariling isipan o nagsabi sa inyo?" "Ako ba'y Hudyo?" tanong ni Pilato. "Ang mga kababayan mo at ang mga punong saserdote ang nagdala sa iyo rito. Ano ba ang ginawa mo?" Sumagot si Jesus, "Ang kaharian ko ay hindi sa sanlibutan ito. Kung sa sanlibutan ito ang aking kaharian, ipaglalaban sana ako ng aking mga tauhan at hindi na ipakanulo sa mga Hudyo. Ngunit hindi sa sanlibutan ito ang aking kaharian. Kung gayon, isa kang hari," wika ni Pilato. At sumagot si Jesus, "Kayo na ang nagsasabing ako'y hari. Ito ang dahilan kung bakit ako ipinanganak at naparito sa sanlibutan upang magsalita tungkol sa katotohanan. Nakikinig sa aking tinig ang sinumang nasa katotohanan." Mga kapatid ko kay Kristo, ang mabuting balita ng ating kaligtasan. Let's all hail King Jesus. Welcome, Holy Spirit! Dapat yung mayayanig yung buong Holy Innocents. Isa pa. Welcome, Holy Spirit! So, hindi tayo sabay-sabay. Isa pa. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome, Holy Spirit!
Praise the Lord. Lahat ng nag-welcome sa Holy Spirit, pumalakpak! At kayo na po tayo nagsilpo. Magandang gabi po muli, brothers and sisters. Salamat sa apat na sumagot, parang apat lang yung tao dito. Magandang gabi po, brothers and sisters. You know, I am so super excited to be here. You know, una kasi kasama ko yung lola ko, unang atin niya dito. Pagpasensya nyo na medyo mahihain yung lola ko, doon po ako nagmana. Mahihain talaga po ako, no? And you know, one thing that I'm very excited about because 7 months bago po ako nakabalik dito. So it's really a privilege to come here once again here in Long Beach chapter. And you know, how many of you know what we are celebrating in the church today or tomorrow? With the feast of Christ the King. Sa Tagalog, ang Kristong Hari. Di po ba? At alam ko nila kapatid, you know, we are now at the very end of our liturgical calendar. Kung ang mga Chinese natatapos nagkakaroon sila ng Chinese New Year kapag around February, tayo naman po December 31 to January 1, tayong mga Katoliko natatapos ang ating liturgical calendar tomorrow. Amen po. Kaya sabihin mo sa katabi mo, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Di ba? New Year na po. Sabihin mo ulit, magbagong buhay ka na. Yan. Bagong taon, bagong buhay kay Yahweh El Shaddai. Amen? Alam ko din, itong fiesta po na ito, this Feast of Christ the King was actually started back in 1925. Taas ang pinanganak ng 1925. Ay, wala na. Wala. 1925, it was actually inaugurated by Pope Pius XI. No? At sa kadahilanan po, bakit po niya tinalaga po yung araw ng Kristong Hari? Kasi noong panahon po noong 1925, ano po yung natapos? Few years natapos po yung World War I. Di po ba? So ang mundo magulo. Pagkatapos po nan dumating pa yung mga leader katulad ni Hitler, ni Stalin, you know, that they think that they own the world, that they think that they have the power and everything. So the church, in all of her wisdom, has started this feast that is called Christ the King to ensure that the world will acknowledge that there is only one King, and that is Jesus Christ. Amen po? That is the reason why I asked the choir to sing, All Hail King Jesus. Amen po? Because tomorrow, we're going to worship Jesus, not as a Lion of Judah, not as a baby in a manger, but as the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Palakpakan po natin sa Yahweh El Shaddai. At alam po ninyo, itong paghahari ng Panginoon, matagal na po itong binabanggit back in the Old Testament. You know, sa mga prophecy ni Propeta Daniel, Prophet Isaiah, Prophet Samuel, Prophet Jeremiah, all of them were prophesying about the coming of the Son of Man who will be called Christ the King. Amen po? And kahit po nung pumunta na tayo sa bagong tipan, mababanggit po ito ulit. Di po ba? The very first time that it was mentioned, hulaan niyo kung kailan? The Annunciation. Di po ba? Ang sabi ni Angel Gabriel kay Mama Mary, pakinggan po natin in Luke chapter 13, the Lord God will make him a king as his ancestor David was, and he will be the king of descendants of Jacob forever, and his kingdom will have no end. Ang pangalawang beses ko binanggit ito, nung dumating yung tatlong haring mago. Do you remember the story? They came to King Herod and asked him, where is this baby born to be the king of the Jews? Again, king. So, binabanggit po ito. And even when Jesus triumphantly entered Jerusalem, the people were shouting, di ba sabi po nila, God bless the King who comes in the name of the Lord, the King. So ito pong Kristong Hari, it is really rooted in the scriptures, sa ating Biblia po, nandito po talaga po yun. And alam po ninyo kapatid, even in the Old Testament, kasi ang puso po natin, you know, sometimes we are longing for someone to lead us. Would you agree with that? Na parang tayo po lahat, naghahanap tayo ng taong mag-direct sa atin, naghahanap tayo ng taong mag-lead sa atin. Amen po? Katulad po na nangyari po noong panahon ni Propeta Samuel. Prophet Samuel was the one who anointed King David. And before King David, it was King Saul. So before he anointed King Saul, yung mga matatanda, yung mga Israelita, they were asking Prophet Samuel, sabi niya, matanda ka na. Tingnan mo nga yung katabi mo, matanda na ba yan? Hindi pa. Sabi ng mga Israelita, matanda ka na, we want a king. Sabi po nila, gusto namin ng hari. At alam po ninyo, si Prophet Samuel medyo nagalit. Kasi hindi pa naman yun yung kalooban ni Lord. Nagpapala siya sa mga tao. Sabi nga, etong haring ibibigay sa inyo ng Diyos, pakinggan po natin. In 1 Samuel, ang sabi po doon, listen to all that people are saying to you. Let's jump to chapter 18. Ang sabi po doon, when that day comes, you will cry out for relief for the king you have chosen. But the Lord will not answer in that day. Kasi yung hari daw po na ibibigay ng panahon na yun, ang sabi, aalipinin lang kayo. Pag kukunin yung mga bukirin nyo, kukunin yung mga ali-alian nyo. Pero sa kabila po ng lahat ng yun, yung mga tao, sabi niya, wala akong ipakialam, gusto ko pa rin ng hari. You know, sometimes we are like that, brothers and sisters. We want someone, our heart is made to follow God. If you will not have a king in your heart, if you will not put Jesus to be the king of your heart, you will start looking for another king. Sa panahon po ngayon, maraming tayong hari. Yung iba, ang hari nyo, trabaho. Yung iba sa inyo, ang hari, pera. Yung iba sa inyo, ang hari, sarili niya, siya lang ang magaling. Di po ba? If you do not put Christ as the king of your heart, brothers and sisters, you will start looking for other king that fulfill the longing of your heart. Which is very, very scary. Amen po? Kasi dalawa lang naman po ang hari dito. Ang hari, ang totoong hari. At kung may totoong hari, meron ding peking hari, hari-harian lamang. At ang mahirap po doon, the other kings, brothers and sisters, will only use you, will only abuse you, will only misuse you. But this King of Kings that we have right now, brothers and sisters, you will be surprised. Kasi ito lang po ang sabi po ng Panginoon dyan, in John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief comes, this is the other king, to steal, to kill, and to destroy. He doesn't care about your well-being. He doesn't care about whether you have money or something else like that. But I come to give you life and a brighter future. In John 10, di po ba? Sabi niya, ang magnanakaw, nakita ba kayo ng magnanakaw? Tingnan niyo rin yung katabi niyo. Ang magnanakaw ay pupunta lamang upang magnakaw, pumatay at magwasak. Pero ako dumating para magbigay ng buhay at buhay kasi. Palakpakan po natin si Yahweh El Shaddai. And you know, brothers and sisters, your heart is the kingdom of God. Alam po natin na in the ministry of Jesus, He actually spoke about the kingdom of God many times. It was actually 120 times in the whole gospel. 120 times He spoke about the kingdom of God. Pero alam mo, minsan medyo tayo focus sa paghahari, nakakalimutan natin yung mismong hari. We are too focused in the kingdom that we sometimes neglect and forget about the king. And this is very, very important po. Last week, taas po kami nandito last week. Ano po ang ating ebanghelyo yung binasa ng nakaraang linggo? Ha? Ano, natulog lang kayo last Saturday? we talked about living in the last days. Tama o tama? O tama, isa lang naman yung church doon. Diba? We talked about living in the last days. How many of you here believe that we are now living in the last days? Isa, dalawa. How many of you doesn't believe that we are living in the last days? Taasin ang kamay. Isa, dalawa. Taas ang kamay yung walang pakialam sa pinagsasabi ko. Kasi yung iba ayaw magtaas eh. You know, I agree with Sister Mirna, we are now living in the last days. Paano po natin nalaman? Because the Bible said so. Remember, on the prophecy of Prophet Joel, ang sabi po niya, in the last days, I will pour out my spirit to my people, and their old man will dream dreams, their young men will prophesy. My question to you, nangyari na po ba yung prophecy na yun? Did it already happen? Kailan nangyari po yun? Ang makakasagot may libreng bayabas. Pagpasok ba yun, sabi ko, Ano yung amoy na yun? Napaamoy talaga ako, sabi ko, alam ko nag-deodorant naman ako eh. Pero sabi ni Sister Femi, meron yung bayabas. Ayun pala yun. So, how many of you believe that the prophecy of Prophet Joel, when he said, on the last days, I will pour out my spirit to my people. Kaya lang po nangyari po yan. Pentecost. May libre po kayo bayabas ng Sister Mika. Ay, during the day of Pentecost, that was the day when God poured out His Spirit, and we are experiencing that until now. That is one of the example that we are now living in the last days, brothers and sisters. And ito pong ebanghelyo natin ngayon, meron ba kayo napansin sa ebanghelyo natin ngayon? We talked about when Jesus was in trial before His crucifixion. Parang hindi siya timing, no? Kung mapapansin niya, parang akala ko magpapasko na, bakit papatayin ulit natin ang Panginoon? Di ba? Pero alam po niyo, brothers and sisters, in this gospel, it really talks about Jesus claiming now that He is the true King of Kings. Kung mapapansin po ninyo, talagang ito pong ebanghelyo ngayon, parang binabasa lang ito kapag Biyernes Santo, ano po? And hindi natin maramdaman ng Biyernes Santo kasi malamig na. Pero yung minsan, yung mukha pa rin Biyernes Santo. So, okay na rin. No? So, this gospel that we talked about, brothers and sisters, it talks about Jesus claiming. Napakaganda po. Napakaganda ng conversation ni Pilato saka ng ating Panginoong Jesucristo. And the topic that I'm going to share with you today is this. How sure are we that Christ is indeed the King of our hearts? No? Kasi ito pong muling pagparating ng Panginoon, in the first reading that we're going to have, it is taken from the prophecy of Prophet Daniel, when the Christ with all of His glory, splendor, and power will come again the second time in this world, and that is the second coming, the rapture or the end of the days. No? The reason why this topic is very important, kasi darating ang Panginoon. Naniwala ba kayo darating ang Diyos? Amen. Darating siya. Sa ayaw mo at sa gusto, darating po siya. Pero ang tanong ay ganito, handa po ba tayo? Kaya nga in the following verse, doon po sa Gospel last Sunday, hindi lang tinuloy. Ang sabi po di ba ng Panginoon, no one knows when the hour is coming, only the Father. And if we're going to go further on the following verse, ang sabi po doon, that's why be watchful and pray. Sa Tagalog, huwag kayo patulog-tulog. Kasi kung sa prayer meeting parang natutulog na kayo, pag dumating ang Panginoon, iwan kayo dito sa Holy Innocents. Di po ba? Dumating na ang Panginoon, kayo natutulog pa dyan. Kaya be watchful. And the reason why this is important, kapatid, because we want, pag dumating si Lord with all of His power, with all of His glory, kasama po tayo doon. Kasama po tayo doon. Amen po. So this is the topic that we're going to talk about today. And we're just going to kind of like self-reflection. Mag-reflect tayo. No? Itatanong niyo sa sarili niyo yung mga tanong na ibibigay ko sa inyo para malaman talaga natin na si Kristo ba talaga yung hari mo o ibang hari pa rin ang nandyan. Kasi napakahalaga po nito. Kasi like what I said earlier, we are now living in the last days. Pero on the last day, mag-iba kasi yung on the last days and on the last day. Sa Tagalog, sa mga huling araw at sa huling araw. We are now living in that last days. So we have to be very careful and see to it na sa puso mo, isa lang ang hari dyan. Amen? Isa lang dapat. Kasi like what our Lord Jesus said in Matthew chapter 6 verse 24, no one can serve two masters. If we're going to paraphrase it in our topic today, no one can serve two kings. Either you will love the one or hate the other. It's either you will serve the one or despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. So we need to make sure, brothers and sisters, in our reflection today, na dapat makita po natin na si Kristo lang talaga po yung hari dito. Kasi dapat wala na pong iba. That is the reason why when the Magi came to King Herod and asked, where is this baby boy born to be the King of Kings? King Herod was very frustrated. Bakit po? Kasi hindi pwedeng dalawang hari. Magkakaroon ng division, magkakaroon ng paghahati-hati. Kaya po niya, ang ginawa ni King Herod, ano po ginawa niya? Pinapatay na yung mga batang pinanganak, edad 2 pababa. At ang tawag po sa mga batang yun ay? Alam ko, hindi nyo alam eh. Palakpakan natin sa Yahweh El Shaddai. So now the question is Jesus really the King of your heart? Alam mo, hindi ko pwedeng sagutin yan para sa inyo. As much as I would like to, kayo lang po makakasagot yan. Kasi una, yung puso mo nasa loob ng katawan mo. Alangan namang i-bypass ko po kayo para buksan yung puso nyo. Hindi ko po kaya yan. So now you're going to answer this question. Question number 1. How well do you know your King? How well do you know your King? I'm not asking you to answer it, ha? Huwag muna kayong sumagot. No? Kasi alam mo, bakit mo mahalagang kilala natin yung ating hari? Anyone? Bakit mahalagang kilala mo yung hari natin? Kasi it's hard to pledge your allegiance to someone that you do not know. Amen? It's hard to give your loyalty to someone that you do not know. Amen? It's hard to love someone that you do not know. Amen? It is very important, brothers and sisters, for you to really know who is your King. Napakahalaga po, kapatid. If you would remember, how many of you remember the story of Saint Paul? Diba? Saint Paul was a Pharisee, a Sadducee. He is part of the Sanhedrin, and he is one of the scholar of the law. Di po ba? So he should know God. Tama po ba? Because he studied the Bible, he studied the scriptures day and night. He is one of the priests, parang mga pari po natin ngayon. He is always in the church. He reads the Bible every day. So if there is someone that should know God or Jesus, it should be him. Pero ano po ang nangyari? Pinapatay niya yung mga Kristiyano, thinking that he is doing God a favor. Pinapatay niya yung mga Kristiyano kasi akala niya isa itong pagsisilbi sa Diyos. Di po ba? Naalala niyo yung story? But then on the way of St. Paul to Damascus, the Lord Jesus appeared to him. Di ba? Binulag siya. There's that big light that came in front of him and asked him, ano sabi ng Panginoon doon? Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? And the response of St. Paul was very interesting for me. Ano po ang sagot niya? What was St. Paul's response? Huh? Who are you, Lord? Do you follow where I'm getting at? That this person is someone that should know God, but he doesn't know him. He asks him, who are you, Lord? Sometimes ganun din po tayo. Attend tayo ng prayer meeting, simba tayo ng simba paglinggo, lahat ng pesa ng simbahan, kabisado mo. Pero kapatid, knowing Jesus intellectually is far different than knowing Him with your heart. Kasi alam po ninyo, merong 2 stages ang ating pagpapakilala sa ating Panginoon. 2 stages. All of us have heard about God, to our parents, Bible study, prayer meeting like this. Ayun po yung mga knowledge natin about Him that we have gathered throughout the years that we go to church, read the Bible. Some of you probably have went to Catholic school and stuff like that. This is very important. Knowing about God is far different in knowing Him personally. Sabi yan ni Bishop Akani. Sa Tagalog, maganda po yung Tagalog dyan. Meron tayong tinatawag na kaibigan at kakilala. Di po ba? If something happens to you na yung anak mo kailangan ng surgery, tapos may dumating sa'yo, oh, sister, meron akong kakilalang magaling na surgeon. Bilib ako dito. Tapos yung isa naman pumunta sa'yo, sabi niya, uy, sister, meron akong kapatid or kaibigan na surgeon, magaling to. Sino po kukunin niyo doon?
Kakilala.
Yung kakilala. Huwag na kayo pumunta. Doon tayo sa kapatid, sa kaibigan, wag sa kakilala. Di po ba? See, knowing about Jesus doesn't mean you know Him personally. So the 2 stages of us knowing the Lord, una po, intellectually. Can you say the word intellectually?
Intellectual.
In that first stage, what is the organ involved? Your brain. May utak pa kayo? Meron? Naninigurado lang po, naninigurado lang. Sabi po, intellectually, these are the information that we get from the books. Amen po. And the second stage, brothers and sisters, is what we call intimately. Can you say the word intimately? Kung ang una, ang involved na organ, yung utak, ngayon naman po, puso. Ito na yung faith, ito na po yung personal experience natin kay Yahweh El Shaddai. Amen po. At alam ko po, sa lahat po sa atin dito, lahat tayo nakatanggap ng biyaya at himala kay El Shaddai in one way or the other. Tama po ba? Kasi kung walang nangyari sa inyo mabuti, bakit kayo nandito? Di po ba? One of the reasons why we are here today, aside from we are thanking and blessing and praising God, we are here because each and every one of us have received something from God in one way or the other. So now the question is this: do you know God only intellectually? It should be intimately. Amen. Papalakpakan natin si Yahweh El Shaddai. Kasi it's really hard, brothers and sisters, no? It's really hard to pledge your allegiance, your loyalty to someone that you do not know. So it's very important. Tanungin mo yung sarili mo. Yung pagkakilala ko ba kay El Shaddai, base lang to sa narinig ko? Or base ito sa mismong naramdaman ko? Napakahalaga po niyan. Napakahalaga po niyan, especially that we are talking about these things. Pangalawang tanong ko, does He have authority over you? Can you say the word authority?
Authority.
Kapag merong hari, meron siyang pinaghaharian. At dun sa pinaghaharian niya, meron siyang authority. Amen po?
Amen.
So now the question is this: does God have authority over your life? I'm not asking you to answer it. Meron bang authority sa Lord? Ibig sabihin po, in other words, kapag po meron kang dapat gawin, sino ba ang una mong kinakonsulta? Whenever we make decisions in life, no? This is one way that we could see whether God really has the authority over us. Kung bawat plano mo, ang kinukonsulta mo si Yahweh El Shaddai. To give you an example, when I went to the Philippines last January, and on that vacation, pagbalik ko natin, I really had that desire to bring my grandma over here in the States. Gusto ko siyang madala po talaga dito. So the thing that I did, after po noon, I prayed. We were in Tuesday formation, kaya mahalaga po kumatin kayo doon. And meron pong adoration. And I asked the Lord, sabi ko kay Lord, gusto kong mapunta yung lola ko dito. Sabi ko kasi, alam ko, hindi lingid sa kaalaman ko na yung buhay na, maraming paghihirap. And my grandma would always say the phrase, sana mahawi rin ang ulam ko. She always say that. Kasi, even before, in the beginning, marami po talaga. Hindi ko chinichismis yung buhay niya, no? Pero marami talagang paghihirap. Ang lagi na sinasabi, hayaan mo balang araw mahawi rin ang ulam ko. So, that time, I remember that while I was praying in adoration, sabi ko, Lord, gusto ko mapunta yung lola ko dito. Pero sabi ko, paano? Sabi ko, pag nag-apply yung mama ko ng petition sa kanya, ang tagal pa. Hindi pa citizen yung mama ko eh. Tapos sabi ko, Lord, pwede kaya mag-tourist? Pagtanong na ako, pwede ba mag-tourist? So pagkatapos ng prayer meeting, si Deacon Celso, after ng praises, nung pinalik na yung blessing sa akin sa loob, ang sabi ni Deacon, makinig kayo sabi niya, God spoke to me and this message is for you. This is for one of you who is asking for the petition of your relative. Didn't specify. This is for someone who is asking for petition sa relative. Ang sabi ni Lord sa iyo, i-file mo na, approve na yan. Alam po ninyo, like what my grandma was saying kanina, I've been asking her, get your passport, ang tagal. No, dumating yung passport na September. Tapos, pinel ko agad po yung tourist visa at that time. 2 weeks after that, we got the interview. The interview. And on that interview, that was 16 of October. And that day, wala nang tanong-tanong, inapprove na agad po talaga. October 18, 2 days after, nakuha nila yung visa po niya. And then last Wednesday, we picked her up on the airport. Before she flew, ang sabi ko sa kanya, Nay, pag sakay mo ng aeroplano, yung aeroplano mo hahawiin na yung ulam mo. Palakpakan natin sa Yahweh, Shaddai. Does God have authority over your life? Kasi sometimes whenever we make decision, na parang ang unang kinukonsulta, mga chismosa. Pag chismosa mo binigayan, kapatid, wala na. Sira na yung plano mo. Kaya whenever we were planning this tourist vacation, I told them, no, don't tell to anyone. Kasi alam mo, minsan may mga tao talagang pinanganak na inggitero. Nung nagsabog ang Diyos ng kainggitan, hindi sila nagpayong, sinalupo nila lahat. At pag may nalaman silang mabuting bagay sa kapwa nila, trust me, they pray for the worst. Kaya maraming pangarap yung naupudlod. Kasi alam mo bakit? Maraming inggitera. Tanungin mo nga sa katabi ko, inggitera ka ba? Hindi No? Does Christ have the authority over your life? Meaning, si Lord ba yung nagpilit ng buhay mo? Kapag ba yung pinagawa pa si Lord sa'yo, susunod ka ba? That is something that is very important. You know, I shared with you last time, you know, I worked in a residential facility and Ate Adadel knows that. No? Meron kaming one time, meron kaming isang resident and this resident, for some reason, no, sabi sa akin ni Lord, kausapin mo tong batang ito. The same thing nung sinare ko sa inyo last time. Sabi ni Lord, kausapin mo tong batang ito. So ang labas ko, alas 7 ng gabi, they went on an outing. So wala pa siya dun sa tirahan nila. Sabi ko, Lord, sabi mo, kausapin ko, pero wala pa dito. You know? And then the voice kept saying, kausapin mo. So I stayed. Make a long story short. And then I approached this young lady, and I asked her, is everything okay? No, sabi naman niya, okay naman lahat. Pero you could see it in her eyes that something is wrong. Amen po. So what I did when I sensed that, I went upstairs kasi dun sa amin, yung sa baba, lalaki, sa pangalawa, babae. So I went upstairs, meron kaming office doon, I invited her to come to the office and I locked the door. And then, you know, I feel like someone was just telling me what should I say. And I caught her by surprise. Tinanong ko po siya ganito. Sabi ko sa kanya, are you pregnant? Out of nowhere. Even I was not like, oh, why did I say that? No? Tapos sabi niya, no, I'm not pregnant. Sabi ko, sigurado ka ba? Sabi niya, no, I'm not pregnant. Then I told her the story of when I found out Gabby. Diba? I shared that with you one time na when I was praying again, the Lord spoke to my heart. Sabi po niya, you have a blessing and that is your wife is pregnant. And he will be a boy. Hindi niya pinangalanan, he will be a boy. That's when I found out my wife was pregnant with my firstborn son. Kahit hindi pa alam ni April, hindi pa siya nawawala ng regla. Nalaman ko na. So I told her the story. Sabi ko, you know, let's try it one more time. Sabi ko, buntis ka ba? Then she started crying. She started crying and she told me, how did you know? Because there's not even a rumor out there that she was pregnant. It's not even showing at all. There's no baby bump. Walang suspicion. There's no signs that she was pregnant or whatsoever. You know what she told me? Don't worry, huwag mo nang intindihin yan. Everything will be taken care of. And you know what was that taken care of means? That Tuesday, because we spoke on a Thursday, that Tuesday, she was planning to have an abortion and she was already scheduled for that. I tried to talk her out of it, pero it's not working. And alam mo, pag meron kayong bagay na hindi nangyayari ayon sa kalooban ni Lord, alam mo gawin mo? Magdasal. So I invited her, let's pray about it. Magdasal tayo. And then, you know, at that time when we were praying, I was just asking the Lord to just give her the comfort. Because when all of her hormones are racing,
hindi ka makapag-isip ng matindi. So we asked the wisdom from the Lord. To make the long story short, ang sabi ko sa kanya, save that. I'm not asking you to make a decision. I'm not deciding for you, but I want you to decide on the right day. Amen po. And then even on that day, she was so convinced, or she was really decided that she's going to abort the baby. That time when I was thinking about it, that was on a Thursday. I was off from Friday, Saturday, Monday. Ang balik ko na Tuesday. If God did not ask me to speak to that young lady, I might have been late. Kung dumating ako, baka wala na po siya nung Tuesday po na yon. So to make the long story short, here comes Tuesday. That weekend was really very stressful for me, would I say. Kasi talaga, I was so worried about her and the baby. So I kept praying talaga. I went onto my knees and I said, God, help that lady, help my resident. And dumating po siya Tuesday, dun sa office namin, and then she hugged me. And she said, I decided to keep the baby.
Amen.
And then mga kapatid, 3 months ago, dumating siya dun sa pinagtatrabuhan namin. She brought me a picture of a healthy 3-month-old baby. Palakpakan natin si Yahweh. And brothers and sisters, that is very, very important. No? When we say, does God have an authority over your life? That meaning, hinahayaan mo bang i-lead ka ni Lord? Kasi minsan takot tayo magsalita ng Jesus. Let's face it, we are in America where there is so much what you so-called rights. Now, when you talk about it, pwede ka bang ikasuhan. But then, we could pray to God, Lord, open door of opportunity for me. Kasi if Jesus has the authority over your life, He will lead you to the right person that needs your help at that time. 3 months before that encounter, I had an offer at CHLA to work over there. It was a very good offer. But when I prayed about it, God said no. So I turned it down. And then all of my co-workers who used to work with me before, they kept asking, why do you still work at that place? Everyone is gone. Ang sinasabi ko lang sa kanila, God was the one who placed me here. Until He said, go, I'm not going anywhere. And then I was assured na kaya pala ako nandoon kasi meron pang plan dun sa bata na yun. If umalis ako nung time po na yun, I think we have one lost baby that we will be praying about, whom we're going to call Holy Innocent. Amen po. Kaya it's very, very important, brothers and sisters, to be led by the Holy Spirit. Pangatlong tanong, do you offer something to your King to honor Him? That's a very good question, ha? Yung mga tao kasi, we always sing, Lord, I give you my heart, and I give you my soul. Ang ganda-ganda. Pag tinagalog po, ang lalim po ng kahulugan po na yun. Ang sinasabi mo, Lord, pinibigay ko yung buhay ko, pati ang kaluluwa ko. Uwe, tingnan niyo yung envelope niyo. Oh, no? We're not talking about money here. Kasi even 2 Sundays ago, we talked about the story of the widow's mite. She did not give $100, but she gave everything that she could give. And that is one thing that could really assure us, brothers and sisters, na talagang ang ating hari, si Kristo sa puso po natin. And there was a story of King David. I'm sure all of you remember who King David was. Tama po? There was this one time na si King David, habang ang mga army niya nakikipaglaban, siya malakad-lakad doon sa terrace niya. At nung may nakita siya doon, ano po nakita niya? Babae. Si Brother Jim mukhang nakita rin. Pag pasilip-silip siya, may nakita siya babae, ang pangalan si Bathsheba. To make the long story short, David committed an adultery that even led to murder times 2. Hindi po ba? And then at that time, brothers and sisters, he went to Samuel to ask, Prophet Samuel, to ask for a blessing or for cleansing. Kasi back in the days, kapag nagkasala ka kay Lord, kailangan mag-alay ka. Ngayon, di ba? Pupunta ka na lang sa confessional box, ayaw mo pa. Dati bibili ka ng tupa, bibili ka ng kambing. And pagdating po doon, i-examine yan to make sure that your offering is worthy. So, when Prophet Samuel told David, okay, go to the temple and offer. No? Pumunta po siya dun sa tindahan. Sa tindahan dun sa may, di ba, dun sa templo, sa labas siya, marami nagtitinda. Marami nagtitinda. And then, meron po doon, I forgot her name, but she asked, King David asked her, I'm going to get this for my offering. Kukunin ko yan. And dahil hari si Haring David, ano po ang sabi ng tindera? Huwag ka na magbayad. Di po ba? You know, if President Trump come here and then you're selling something, would you allow him to pay?
No.
Di ba hindi? So the same thing with this lady, ayaw na papayaran si King David. And you know what was the response of King David? Ang sabi po niya, I will not offer something to my king that have cost me nothing. Hindi ako magbibigay ng alay sa aking Diyos na walang halaga naman sa akin. In 2 Samuel chapter 24 verse 24, but the king replied to Araunah, no, I insist on buying it. Why? For I will not present a burnt offering, something to my king that have cost me nothing. So King David paid her 50 pieces of silver for the threshing floor of the oxen. I will not offer something to my king that have cost me nothing. And I was really praising God for the testimony of our sister here. Ano po pangalan niya, sister? Lecture ng tithes. Sister Mirna. Di po ba? Etong pag-aalay natin sa Panginoon, this is something because kailangan ni Lord to. No. God doesn't need your money. Yung ikaw po na ito pong ang sabi ni Sister Mirna, this is one of the standard that was placed by God para magkaroon po tayo ng standard kung paano mo dadakilain ang Diyos sa pamamagitan ng kung anong meron ka. Amen po. Pero ang tanong is this, na-honor ba si El Shaddai sa mga binibigay po natin? And we all know that it's not all about money. Kasi mayaman yung tatay natin. It's all about your time, your priorities. So, Lord pa ba yung priority natin? I could say amen to that. No? Kasi marami pong gawain close. Hindi tayo nagsha-shopping dahil po nasa Israel, no? Pero most of the people nowadays, pumunta kami sa Pike Outlet bago kami pumunta dito. Ako po, ang hirap ng parking. Lahat ng tao nandoon, nagsha-shopping. Pero nakakatuwa po dito sa El Shaddai, ang mga tao nakikinig ng mabuting balita. Amen po? Malapakan natin sa Yahweh El Shaddai. Now the fourth question is this. Do you obey His orders even if it's inconvenient or even if it entails sacrifice? One way for you to know kung si Kristo ba talaga yung nasa puso mo, kung sumusunod ka sa Kanya. Kung sumusunod ka sa Kanya. And you know, a very good example of this was Abraham. No? God, in Genesis chapter 22 verse 2, then God said, take your son and your only son, whom you love, go to the region of Moriah, sacrifice him over there. That was very painful. No? See, Abraham, that it took almost 30 years to have a son. And then here comes God asking him, you know what? Bigay mo ulit sa akin yan. Patayin mo yung anak mo. And at that time, when you offer something to God, ngayon kasi pag in-offer mo yung anak mo, Lord, I'm offering you my son, but you get to keep it. Back in the days when you offer something to God, it has to be killed and the blood will wash that altar of the Lord. No? That is something that God was asking Abraham. Ibigay mo sa akin yung anak mo, ibig sabihin, patayin mo yung anak mo na pinakamamahal mo. Sabi niya, give me your son, your only son, whom you love. And this is one way for you to know, brothers and sisters, that Abraham, in his heart, even if we gave him open heart surgery right now, isang pangalan na makikita mo doon, si Yahweh El Shaddai. Do we have the same heart as Abraham? That we are willing to obey even if it's inconvenient? You know, that we are going to obey kahit mahirap, mag-obey tayo kahit
kahit hindi mo kaya, kahit hindi mo alam kung paano gawin, even if it doesn't make sense. Di po ba? That is what we're going to hear from the Gospels when the Advent comes. Mary, our Mama Mary, Angel Gabriel will come to her and will tell her, you will bear a son. And she was about 16, 17 years old at that time. When she found out that she's going to get pregnant, there's a lot of risk. Di po ba ang unang risk? Yung love of her life niya. Kasi bawal po yun, di ba? Bawal. She is risking Joseph. Because that would be adultery, no? Pangalawa, she's risking her reputation. She is risking her health. And lastly, she is risking her life. Bakit? If people find out that you committed adultery, that grounds for stoning to death. But Mary obeyed anyway. Amen po. And Mary obeyed anyway. So now, brothers and sisters, when you go to bed today, I want you to ask this question. Sir, una, kilala mo ba talaga yung hari mo? Pangalawa, meron ba siyang authority sa buhay mo? Does he have authority over your life? Pangatlo, do you offer something to him that could really honor him? And pang-apat, tanong natin, am I really willing to obey whatever his decrees are? Because this is very, very important. Napakahalaga po, because as we said earlier, we are now living in the last days. Hindi lang natin alam kung kailan, kung saan, kung anong oras, pero darating ang Diyos. Ang mahalaga kasi, pagdating nga, dapat meron tayong Kristo sa puso natin. Pag meron ka nun, ligtas ka, kasama ka doon. Hindi ka na magpipilgrimage. Doon ka natitira. Amen po? You know, that's why sabi po ng Panginoon in John chapter 14, do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God and trust also in me. In my Father's house, there are many mansions. In other translation, I will go there and prepare a place for you. Can you believe that, brothers and sisters? Ang Panginoong Jesucristo pumunta po doon para ipaghanda kayo ng mansyon. Kalabit na yung katay mo sa iyo, mga kapatid? May mansyon ka na pala. Gusto mo na bang mauna? Ayaw ba? Magsatayin na po tayo na.
Hindi pa ako ready sa mansion ko. Hindi pa ako ready sa mansion ko. Namulo.
Yan, mayaman ang tatay mo, mansyon po kayo dyan. No?
Hindi pa ako ready.
And alam po nito, this is very important, brothers and sisters, because to be honest with you, a lot of people are super scared or they get anxious when they talk about the last days or the second coming of the Lord Jesus. Kasi nga, it entails death. Di po ba? I'm sure even if I ask you right now, how many of you would like to go to heaven? Ano gusto pumunta? Ay, di magkaalis. No? But how many of you are willing to die now? Wala pa. A lot of people are super scared about this second coming. But you know, brothers and sisters, the good news is this. Yung ticket mo sa langit, bayad na. Bayad na ng buo. Your final destination will be based upon the decision you're going to make today. Amen. And sometime last year, I'm sure some of you who are my friends on Facebook have probably heard this, but I wrote a spoken words, patula, no? And I'd like to repeat the last two stanza of it. Ang title po noong spoken word na yun, Piliin mo si Kristo. And this is very timely, I think, especially now that we are talking the second coming of Christ. The title of this is Piliin mo si Kristo. And I'm just going to give you this. This will be very short. And it goes like this. Ang buhay natin sa mundo ay lubhang maikli. Huwag mo nawang sayangin sa mga bagay na hindi naman mananatili. Sa puso mo si Kristo'y tanggapin mo, hindi lang para malaman mo ang dahilan kung bakit ka narito, kundi para pagtapos naman ng buhay mo sa mundong ito, sa kanyang paradiso, ikaw naman ay magtungo. Kaya kapatid, nasa inyo na ang desisyon kung saan kayo pupunta sa inyong huling destinasyon. Piliin mo si Kristo at ang buhay mo magbabago at tiyak na lalago. Huwag ka sanang makinig sa mga bulong-bulungan at kasinungalingan ng dyablo. dahil wala siyang kayang ibigay sa iyo, kundi ang mabaho, mainit, at masikip na impyerno. Kaya pakiusap, piling mo si Kristo. Father God, Yahweh, El Shaddai, we come here together, Lord.